Alright, let's talk about this poor sucker of a character. Imagine being dropped into a game where every single overpowered character is a thick, stacked, bench press, men for breakfast type of girl. Basically Marvel Rivals, but if the ninja babe was just your average unit here. Except the twist? Our MC is a trashy blonde villain. Yeah, my man didn't even get the cheat code DLC. Now, usually, you'd think being the villain is cool. Here? Nah. This dude gets tormented by the maid girl, bullied by an ice princess, and clowned on by a knockoff Credo girl who, honestly, feels more like the real protagonist. And when I say tormented, I don't mean like tragic suffering. I mean the good kind like, step on me, mommy maid, type torment. My guy's basically got the world's worst harem package deal. And to make things worse, his dad literally went off to war and told him, "Son, when I'm back in a year, you better have put a baby in the maid. We need heirs." That's not parenting. That's running a dynasty like a mafia don. So here's our boy Moon Campbell. Weak, clueless, and surrounded by OP women who could fold him into an origami swan if they wanted. His first thought? Wait, didn't I just die in a car accident? Bro really got hit by a Toyota and woke up in a gothic castle. He looks in the mirror like, damn, I actually used to be kinda hot back when I wasn't a broke overweight otaku. Big ouch! Naturally, he grabs a knife just to check if this is real. Stabs his own hand. Blood everywhere. His conclusion? Yup, this hurts like hell. Guess this is real. Einstein over here. Then boom. Memory download complete. Turns out, he reincarnated as Moon Campbell, the blonde-haired side villain in some cliché game story. Dude's whole role in life is to harass the female lead until she powers up, slaps him into poverty, and leaves him forgotten 20 chapters later. Basically, he's the tutorial boss. The maid walks in, sees him bleeding, and immediately turns into Florence Nightingale. Cleans his hand, begs him to stop hurting himself. Our guy? Blushing like a middle schooler who just got noticed by his crush. He's over the moon, literally. Meanwhile, the maid's outside like, weird. He said thank you. The hell's wrong with him today? Anyway, Moon remembers that in the original plot, he's supposed to drug a princess at tomorrow's banquet. Which, spoiler alert, gets him nuked out of his own family tree. So he's panicking, rolling around in bed like, system, goddess, grandpa, somebody drop me a cheat. Instead, he gets a cursed notebook that literally smacks him in the head. He bleeds on it, gets a vision of himself chained up in a dungeon getting stabbed by Yandere-chan. Wakes up thinking, maybe begging for forgiveness isn't the move. Fast forward to the banquet. Dude's family is acting like he's the golden child. His mom's like, any girl will fall for you, sweetie. His dad's like, you're the future of our house. Meanwhile, the audience and Moon both know he's basically a walking L. At the party, no girl wants to even look at him. His reputation precedes him. Then in comes Princess Celia, the ice goddess. Sparkles, hair shimmer, basically Genshin Impact DLC character. Moon tries being polite, which freaks everyone out because apparently, he used to act like a frat boy villain. Then enters Ariel, the actual heroine, black-haired, standard protagonist design. He tries to greet her normally, and she's instantly suspicious. Like, bro, why do you know my full name? Why are you suddenly respectful? What scam are you running? She even grabs him and whispers, try anything and I'll end your bloodline. Girl's not here to play, and that's where Moon's stuck. Either he goes down the original villain path and gets smoked by the heroine, or he plays nice and risks the timeline dunking him into something worse. No cheats, no system, just vibes. I'm totally not a creep, trust me. Arc just went full telenovela. So MC thinks dealing with the protagonist is gonna be rough. But he's like, whatever. She'll do her thing, I'll do mine. We'll ghost each other forever. Great plan, bro. Except plot says no. Suddenly, birthday party time. Surprise, it's his 18th. Who knew? Everyone claps like he's a rock star. And my guy's holding back another mental breakdown. But he's got a mission. He spots the Payman lookalike near the mirror and struts up like he's a Disney prince. Milady, may I have the honor of a dance? Bro thinks he's auditioning for Bridgerton. And she says yes. Now, she's looking fine, like Final Fantasy DLC fine, and the nobles around them are stiff as mannequins. Meanwhile, the real protagonist? off to the side, munching cake, third-wheeling like it's her job. They dance, she compliments him, says he's finally acting like a noble instead of dollar store Draco Malfoy. Then she's like, "Kinda weird how you invited me earlier, like, warrior, I grant you the mercy of one dance." Man, she's still clowning him mid-dance. He's begging her to forget it happened. Then she drops the bomb. "Let's have a private talk. Also, wanna go to your room? Right now?" "Ma'am?" Moon's blushing harder than a middle schooler. And the two chaos maids on the side, they're whispering like, "Bruh, she just dragged him into Lionheart territory. That idiot's dead." Cut to the room. He offers her a drink. She's like, "Nope, can't touch alcohol," which screws him because he literally has no idea how the original MC got this girl to drink the love potion. So he's fumbling like a barista, asking her what she likes. She says coffee, then switches to black tea. He's sweating. Only tea or wine available. He grabs the tea, dumps the potion in, and boom, oops, spills it everywhere. Oh, and he just mixed it with an aphrodisiac. Bro invented Red Bull. Horny edition. She makes him taste the tea first. Classic noble etiquette. But then pulls the Uno reverse card. Actually, let's switch cups. One sip later, and she faceplants onto the couch. My man Moon sets the scene. Unbuttons her clothes, shirt off, trying to stage the perfect gotcha for the protagonist to walk in, except no one comes. He waits half an hour. Nada. Why? Because earlier, he told Anne to let Null rest. Congrats, bro. You broke the timeline. Then plot twist Payman wakes up. Wrong cup. She got hit with the aphrodisiac. She grabs his face, freezes him to the floor, and kisses him like she's about to commit a crime. Moon's praying the protagonist walks in, because otherwise this fake scandal is about to get way too real. Meanwhile, Ariel, actual heroine, is strolling around annoyed about her stained dress. The maids distract her with cake talk, because nothing derails a protagonist faster than food. And yup, shady assassins are scheming in the background, whispering about targets and missions like they're in some low-budget spy drama. Back in the room, Payman's losing control, pinning him down, calling him disgusting. He tries pulling the I love you card, but she's like, "Shut up, kneel, and die." Mood. Then boom, the assassin maid crashes in, knives out. Explosion. Payman defends herself while Moon's cowering like, "When gods fight, mortals suffer. That's me. I'm mortals." Turns out the assassin's not even there to kill Payman, she's just stalling. And then, the classic, I sacrifice 100 children to summon a dark god move. Because why not? Red energy floods the room. Payman's pinned. Things look bleak until Moon, the human paperweight, does the dumbest, bravest thing. He tanks the blow head on. No block, no dodge. Just raw stupidity and courage. He's on the floor, spitting blood, confessing like it's prom night. Payman? Not impressed. She's cold as ice, literally. Says he gets 3 more sentences before he croaks, so make him count. He manages to apologize, say he really did love her, then flops over dramatically. 10. Oscar-worthy. Except, nah, Payman's pissed. She screams at him that he doesn't get to die after all that. He's gonna live, suffer, and pay back every single thing. Girl's basically telling him, "You're not tragic. You're just my debt slave now." Then we cut to the void. Moon's floating around, Book of Sins pops up, roasting his stats minus 90% gluttony, 99% envy, 50% arrogance. Man's a walking red flag spreadsheet, and just when he thinks he's done, boom, Dad shows up in the sewers radiating Lionheart Sigma Dad energy, demanding answers. Assassins shaking in her boots. Meanwhile, Moon, still half dead in bed. And Anne, sitting there like, surprise, idiot. Plot twist ain't over yet. So, check this out. Our guy wakes up in a private suite. And who's sitting there? Yep, Anne. That same Anne we already know is about as trustworthy as a scam call about your car's extended warranty. She leans in all gentle, asking if the young master is feeling any better. Then she drops the classic, "Do you need a doctor?" Bro tries to sit up, says he just wants to hit the bathroom, and boom, instant chest pain. Dude folds right back into those luxury sheets like someone hit him with a truck. He apologizes, saying his legs feel weirdly weak. But we know what's up, he's not fooling anyone. He's gotta play it careful now. Anne may smile like a nurse from Grey's Anatomy, but trust? Zero. Then she casually drops that his fiancé asked her to babysit him, so he better get comfy, because she's not leaving anytime soon. Bro barely has time to process before Anne's already reaching for his clothes like she's about to give him the full nursing home special. He panics. Whoa, chill! I feel fine now! She shrugs, lets him be independent, but still just picks him up like a Costco bag of groceries and takes him to the bathroom anyway. Later, back in bed, she tells him he was out cold for 3 days straight. And get this, he only survived because Princess Payman herself basically pulled some wild experimental treatment to keep him alive. Hearing that, he's like, thank God she didn't snitch about that whole potion incident. But then Anne's like, by the way, there's news. Turns out his dad caught one of the assassins, tortured him, and dug out the truth. The whole assassination plot's been exposed. Problem is, the king's daughter was put in danger inside their estate. Normally, that's a one-way ticket to career over territory. But weirdly, his dad got zero punishment. Why? Because Princess Payman whispered something to the king. And boom, forgiven. Just like that. Washington-level politics, baby. Our boy flops back onto the bed, relieved. But Anne? Oh no. She leans in close, giving him that FBI interrogation stare, asking if something happened between him and the princess while they were alone. Remembering when Payman asked him for something warm, he panics and denies it faster than a politician at a scandal press conference. No way. I'd be toast if I tried anything bold. Anne just laughs and hands him some medicine. He takes a sip and instantly gags. What the hell is this battery acid? She explains it's a tonic to rebuild his blood. Meanwhile, outside the door, 3 maids are whispering like middle school girls. Usually when he tastes something sour, people get whipped. But today he's weird. They even debate snitching to the madam, but he yells back that it's just medicine. Then, like a champ, he downs the whole thing. A second later, vomits it all up. Looked less like puke, more like he just spit out crude oil from an oil rig. And the worst part? He's gotta drink it 2 more times. Anne, unfazed, offers to make pancakes and tea. He thanks her, says she's too nice, even deserves a raise. She flashes a playful grin, hikes her skirt just enough for fan service, and dips out. On her way out, she tells him there's a letter for him on the nightstand. But then he freezes. Earlier, she mentioned he already took that medicine 4 times. If he pukes it out, the second it hits his mouth. How? She smirks. I put sugar in my mouth and passed it to you. His brain short circuits. He realizes what that means, screams into his pillow, but then admits to himself, if that really happened, maybe life wouldn't be so bad. Then he remembers, oh crap, he also kissed Payman. He opens the letter and it just says, I now consider you half a man. Bro sighs in relief, at least it's not an arrest warrant. Later, Mom barges in crying tears of relief, but he brushes it off like, it's just a scratch. Except, no, it's a crater in his chest. Dad comes in and says, that scar? That's a medal. You saved the princess. You saved us all. Now, here's where it gets wild. Dad explains they caught the assassins. Turns out they weren't professionals at all, just cult followers of someone called the Withering King. Basically the American equivalent of a doomsday cult leader mixed with Darth Vader. If the price is right, his people will do anything, even kill family. And just to flex, Dad says he ordered them all wiped out. Our guy's shocked. But Mom reminds him his dad didn't get that top dog position by kissing babies and shaking hands. He's a military powerhouse. Then comes the kicker. Every time the assassins tried to reveal who hired them, their bodies literally burst into flames. Like self-destruct mode. No names, no proof. Meanwhile, Dad even torched the black market straight up purged the whole thing. Apparently in the original story, this was supposed to be a 3-month bloodbath, Game of Thrones style. But this time, quick and clean. Except, this change completely wrecked another character's growth arc. So now our guy realizes, the story's going off the rails. He can't trust the book anymore. His new plan? Stay alive, get stronger, and definitely avoid being tied down on a table at the bad ending. Later that night, he snaps his fingers, and the cursed black book reappears, smacks him in the groin. Of course, and starts flipping pages. It's documenting everything in way too much detail, making him sound like a creep. But then the word assassin glows red, and suddenly zap, he's teleported. Finds himself in a new training space, turns around, and boom, knocked out instantly by the same assassin girl. Wakes up back in bed. RIP. But now he realizes something big. He's leveling up. His dagger skills are at 1%, shadow step at 0.5%. Totally broken cheat system. He grinds all night. Dies 185 times. But now he can last 30 seconds against her. By morning, he's drained. Tea spilled everywhere. Body wrecked, but hey, dagger skill level 2. Shadow step 11%. Of course. When he actually tries shadow step in real life, he burns his foot like he just sprinted across a George Foreman grill. Why? Because these techniques are way too advanced for his current tier. He needs to channel inner energy, something only tier 2 warriors can do. So now he's thinking he needs a teacher, preferably hot. Starts daydreaming about academy instructors. But then it hits him, dude. Your dad is literally the final boss warrior of the last 100 years. The strongest man alive lives in your house. How did you forget that? At 15, this dude was already a royal guard. At 20, he crushed rebel armies. By 27, he was a full-on marshal of the empire. And by 32, man got crowned Lionheart King. The man literally never lost a fight. Basically, the Michael Jordan of medieval warfare. Our boy Moon is sitting there like, yeah, okay, maybe he did deserve that tragic ending. I mean, come on. The guy had everything. Perfect life, legendary dad, royal connections, and he still blew it. But Moon's like, not me though. I'm milking this opportunity. Time to ask dad for some personal training. Now, normally in stories like this, the dad's like, no, you're not ready, son. But nope, before he can even get the words out, guess who's knocking again? Yep, Anne. She says the big boss is looking for him. Perfect timing. He was about to ask anyway, but as soon as he steps outside, he runs into 2 more maids. One's got glasses, and finally, looks like the first normal-sized girl in this entire story. Moon notices they're calling Anne the head maid now. Promotion unlocked. Turns out the old one quit right after Moon woke up. Suspicious timing, huh? He's like, wait, did she get kicked out because of me? Anne's like, don't worry about it. And then brace yourself, the mom shows up and gives Moon a hug that's, let's just say, a little too affectionate. Like, lady, please, tone it down. The illustrator clearly went feral with this panel. She literally tells him to call her mommy 1,000 times, then presses his head to her belly and says, listen. Boom, she's pregnant. Surprise little sibling incoming. Right then dad shows up like, all right, honey, let the boy breathe. He literally just got out of the ICU. But then he drops the big news he's heading back to the front lines. And standing next to him, a maid built like a WWE champion. Yeah, the Duke definitely has a type. Anyway, he says he's leaving this afternoon. Might be gone a month. But Moon knows the truth. This isn't a month, it's more like 3 years. Classic distraction before the real invasion, which means bye-bye sword lessons with Dad. Rip the plan. Before leaving, Dad calls Moon over. Says he's impressed risking his life to protect the Empress was true knight-level courage. Campbell family blood. He reminds him their crest is a sword and a dragon. Translation? They're the Empire's nuke button. And then Dad suddenly asks, so, what do you really think about Anne? Moon's like, she's nice? Dad says, good. Because that girl isn't just loyal, she actually likes you. If you don't lock that down, son, you're gonna regret it. Then Duke Lionheart drops the real bomb. In 3 years when I return, you better have a kid. Bruh, what kind of side quest is this? Congratulations, son. Your main mission is procreation. Hard pass. Moon standing there in shock while Anne suddenly pops in like, hey, I heard my name. Need anything? And instead of playing it cool, my man just blurts out, we need to have a kid. Smooth. Real smooth. Of course, he laughs it off like it's just a joke. Tells her she's the perfect woman. She'll find someone amazing, and when she does, he'll personally give her his blessing to leave. Basically hit her with the, it's not you, it's me. He walks off thinking he just pulled a galaxy brain move. But nah, Anne is literally shaking, whispering, he's changed. I can't wait any longer. Tonight's the night. Cut to nighttime. Our boy is sulking, realizing none of his plans worked. Dad's gone, He can't train, academy's a no-go, and half the cast are overpowered demigods. He cracks open his dark book, starts leveling up like crazy. But then Anne walks in again, looking all innocent, asking what he's reading. He brushes her off, asks for food. She brings wine worth more than a Tesla. He says, "Nah, just give me coffee." She's like, we only have wine or black tea." Super sus. Then she hands him a cup, apologizing about the coffee beans being eaten by rats. And this idiot doesn't even check, just downs it. Boom. Instant blur vision. Cup shatters. He's collapsing, asking, "Why'd you betray me?" Anne catches him gently, whispering, "I'd never betray you. You've just changed too much. Don't worry, I'll purify you with love." Bro, red flags are practically fireworks at this point. Next thing you know, he wakes up strapped to a board like it's Saw X. And Anne? Already undressing. She's talking about how she's been waiting for this since he was 8. That his existence belongs to her. That every strand of hair, every drop of blood, all of him, is hers now. And he's sitting there like, yeah, Dad's mission complete. She definitely took care of it. By morning, he's completely drained. Not from training, not from magic, but from Anne's full-blown Yander arc. The same girl who wrecked his life in the original timeline has officially put him in cuffs, declaring he'll never escape her again. And that's where we're at. So she's like, "I'll miss you so much, but I've got chores around the mansion. Otherwise, people might start asking questions." And then she casually adds, "Actually, maybe I should just kill everyone in the house since you're mine now." Bro wakes up real quick. Straight up panic mode. Nope, please don't do that. She's just casually putting on clothes, asking if there's some maid he likes, hopefully not Noelle. My guy's offended. "You've lost your damn mind." She laughs. "Relax. I'm teasing. Behave. And nobody dies. Probably." He begs her to let him go. She snaps her fingers. Cuffs pop open. Cool, right? Except psych! The whole room is a magically sealed steel box. Translation. Man's in Alcatraz Deluxe. She already covered her tracks, too. Told everyone he dipped back to the academy after hearing his dad's "be strong" speech. No one's even looking for him. She's bringing him meals 3 times a day, like DoorDash Yonder edition. Then wham! She decks him. Dude's in pain. She waves goodbye, slams the door, and leaves him shouting. He never guessed she was the prophecy girl. And every time he complains, he still admits, "Yeah, it felt kinda good." Bro, send help. He tries, the door immediately gets zapped. Whole place is enchanted steel, no escape. Then, the magic book appears. Moon tells him straight, "Buddy, you're cooked. She's OP, you're toast." But the book stays open, so he's like, "Fine, guess I'll train instead of cry." Next chapter, 200 push-ups in. Body's still alive. He swears next time, he'll be the one on top. But before he can finish the thought, guess who's back? Wifey. She walks in like, "Honey, I'm home. Dinner or bath first?" Man goes straight for the bath, muttering he doesn't need her help. Spoiler, he absolutely does. She insists, "Your body's mine now, so I'll take care of it." Dinner time. Food's fire. He asks what meat it is. She smiles. "Oh, rare 3-horned bull. Boosts strength." Bro spits it out. "Don't ever feed me that again." Her. "Too late. You've been eating it for years." He snaps. Says he's done being locked up and fed monster steak. Boom. Knocked out again. Even the food was cursed. She whispers, "Enjoy it. The night's long." Yeah, man's doomed. When he wakes, she apologizes for nearly killing him last night. Says he's been good, so she'll grant him a wish. He instantly says, "Freedom." Her. "Nope." He tries clothes. Her. Still nope. She offers, he can pick tomorrow's meal. Bro sighs, takes it. He mentions fish from Lake Baipur. She's like, "That's dangerous and far, but fine, I'll go." He clings to her arm, says thanks all sweet. Throws in hearts. And this guy's playing 4D chess because she literally short circuits, kisses him, then runs off to get the fish. Meanwhile, outside, people warn her the lake's dangerous. Guilds on her case, blah blah. She doesn't care, love conquers all. Adventurers are already fighting a monster shark out there, and suddenly, boom, Monarch Beast shows up. Rod's squad gets wrecked. Enter Anne, calm as hell. She binds the beast, forges a floating sword out of liquid metal, and slices it in half like sushi. Everyone's jaws hit the floor. Rod wants her on his team. Erica, the healer, notices Anne's grabbing fish and gives her tips on which ones are edible. Cute bonding moment. Then Erica asks for love advice. Pretends it's for a friend. Anne, cut the crap. It's you, isn't it? Erica admits she's been in love with Rod since childhood. Anne stars her down. Would you D for him? Erica, I'd do anything. Uh-oh. Another yandere unlocked. A creepy voice whispers to Erica, telling her to claim Rod no matter what. Break his arms, collar him, make him a pet. Bro, this world is insane! Back in the mansion, MC's suffering. Anne comes back with fish, feeds him like a toddler, airplane noises included. Fishbone gets stuck. She tries mouth-to-mouth surgery. He screams she's insane. She still does it. Man's dignity is dead. After eating, she teases him with armor cosplay. Says she bought outfits just for him. He denies being into it. She claps back. Bruh, I saw your magazines. He's stunned. She's right. He is into stockings. She smirks, waves goodbye, leaves him locked up. But plot twist, he's got a fishbone lockpick. Starts trying to escape. Breaks bones left and right, almost out of time before dinner. Meanwhile, Anne's in the kitchen, almost kills a maid who notices she's making extra food. Plays it off as hiding a cat. Yandere logic, 101. But when she heads back, doors open. He's gone. Finally escaped. He's sneaking through the dark mansion, praying for freedom. Then clang. Knife slams into the wall. From the shadows, her voice. Where do you think you're going? Subscribe and press the bell so you know what happens next.